Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to today 1423 of What's She Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transition and as I am involved in both offline and online businesses now. Since last year, gone back into the offline as well as online business from 2017, really 2018 to 2020, when we had all the crazy pandemic stuff, was exclusively online, and then realized the need for us to get some things local again and decided to stick my finger back in the offline world. So today we're going to talk about the 3 pieces of content I created. One is the 10th free Get Up and Go challenge. We are talking about our physicality, the physical part of our life, and applying the SOAP framework to it today. We're on the P of the SOAP framework, and that's why I say PP, physical progress is what the P stands for in the SOAP framework. So we talked about that. We're talking about good things come in small packages, and the size of the package does not determine the value and the worth of the thing, and how that applies to our business for Supersize Your Business. And then our annual adventure, it's an annual adventure. Our annual challenge to do one thing every day that centers us was about adventure versus routine. Now that one was pretty interesting because I am a creature of habit and routine. Intentionally, I create processes and systems and routines and rituals and morning routines and night routines and things I do during certain times during the day to make sure that I am making progress in each of the different areas and aspects of my life all the time. I set goals in each of these areas and aspects of my life at the beginning of the year, and actually usually before the next year, for the next year. And then I break them down by big milestones I want to achieve in different time blocks. So what do I need to achieve in 6 months or the year? What's my annual goal? Then what's my 6 month, my quarterly, my monthly, my weekly? And then what do I need to do daily to ensure that those goals and objectives and are met? What do I have to do to make sure those are met? And so I like to have things that I automatically do a little bit every day that I know will guarantee that I'm going to get the result that I want at the end of the year, because I've broken it down into bite-sized pieces and I've made it part of my daily routines. Now, does that mean I'm very adventurous? No, I'm not very adventurous. I admit it. And that's by choice. I choose to have routines and practices that move me toward what I really want. And guess what? Adventure isn't even on my personal list of desires. So for me, is adventure more important than routine? You know, Paulo, I can't see his name, Paulo Coelho or whatever his name is, Coelho, contends that if you think adventure is dangerous, try routine. It's lethal. I believe just the opposite. Now, I believe if it's monotony and routine and it's insanity of doing the same thing, expecting different results, well, then yes, it is lethal. But if it's intentional routines and rituals and habits and practices that you selected and put in place on purpose to create what you want, I think that's a totally different story. Of course, this is my perspective and way of looking at it, because I get to look at my life the way I want to look at it, and you get to look at your life the way you want to look at your life. It's why I like to do the idioms. I like to share an idiom every day for Supersize Your Business, because how we see things, how we look at things matters. But what we want to also remember is that our perspective, our way of looking at something, is just our way of looking at it based on our past experiences. Everybody else might look at it differently, and we won't all look at it differently, but we could, because we've all got very unique, different experiences. I often say, even though I have 3 biological sisters and we all grew up together in the same household with the same parents, we all still are very different human beings, because even in that similar environment, we each had different experiences, right? We had different experiences with school. We had different experiences with dating. We had different experiences with one another in sibling rivalry. We had different experiences with our parents, even though we were all in the same environment for the formative years of our life. So think of taking that and adding all of the differences of the world. And what do we expect? Everybody is different. So that's why I like to do the idiom every day for Supersize Your Business. I don't know. I've done over 1,000 now. Will I keep doing it? I don't know. I haven't made a conscious decision to stop. every once in a while I'll be like, gosh, I'm getting kind of sick of doing these, especially if I give myself a challenge and it starts to get really hard to tie them to business and tie them to running your business and growing your business. Since it's for the Supersize Your Business group, sometimes I'm like, geez, I'll pick a topic, or at the end of the 600 plus idiom book that I first started, I was starting to get like, what am I going to do after this? I want to quit doing this because this is really hard, because I randomly picked idioms through that book. So by the time I got to the end and challenged myself to doing the whole book and tying them to business, the last were really hard to get a business connection to. But so far I found only maybe one or two in total that I really had a hard time coming up with a way that impacted our business. Why? Because business is all about human beings and relationships, right? The only reason businesses exist is to provide solutions and meet needs of other people. And that's because people are involved. And as long as people and relationships are involved, then what things mean and how we approach them and our perspective becomes very, very important. So big things come in small packages, or good things come in small packages was our idiom today. And I actually found my wedding ring box. And I actually put a necklace of that I got from my sister. I still have my wedding ring, even though I'm divorced. I have my wedding ring and my engagement ring. And I am going to turn them into something fun for me. I don't know, probably not earrings. Earrings are boring, but maybe a pretty necklace or something, because I designed my wedding ring and my engagement ring. So they mean a lot to me, even though I'm not married anymore. I think they're beautiful still. So I'll do something with them, but I'm not sure what. But I thought it was funny that I still have this box, because it reminds me that small packages carry with them a lot of value and a lot of meaning. This wasn't just a wedding ring that was in this, or an engagement ring that was in this box. It was my 25-year relationship with my ex-husband. It was my beautiful children and all of our experiences as a family. And that all came in this little tiny package. And this package, this one has got my father's thumbprint in it. My dad passed away 7 years ago yesterday. And my sisters and my mom wear theirs, but I haven't brought myself to wear mine yet. I need to get a chain for it, and I'll wear it. And now I think it's time I could wear it sometimes, but sometimes I just like to touch it and remember growing up and him holding my hand and things. And it's enough to have it. I don't need to wear it around my neck all the time. There's certain people that never leave us. They're always a part of us, and their memory is always a part of us because they had such an impact on our lives. And that is how my dad is. So I don't need a daily reminder on my being that he was one of the most important people in my life. Anyway, so big things come in small packages. Good things come in small packages. It's not the size of the package that determines the value and the worth and the impact that it has. It's more important the impact and the results of small tweaks and changes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings and processes and procedures and routines and habits and rituals, the overall impact and results of them, than how much you do or how much you contribute, or etc. every single day. So what else is going on? Next 6 days for Get Up and Go Challenge are going through the entire SOAP framework, all 4 steps, each day for the other remaining 6 areas and aspects of our life. I always do health, wealth, and relationships, or physical, relationships, and money, financial, because those are the 3 big areas. If you ask any person, chances are the biggest challenge or biggest problem falls into one of those 3 areas, one of those 3 categories. Most of our pain points, most of our needs, most of our desires fall into one of those 3 areas at any given time, right? Even over time, it almost always is in one of those 3 areas. It changes and moves, but it's almost always lands in one of those 3 areas. So I always cover those first, and I do the S, the O, the A, the P, each separately for that. And I share a tool every day that you can use to help you get at your story, get at your options, get at your action, and get at your progress. How do you know? So I do that. But then in order, since it's a 30-day challenge and there's only so many days, I take each of those remaining areas and I do a day. I'll probably do emotional again. Tomorrow is the first day, because I think the last 2 times I've done emotional as the first one, because I like to share the emotional guidance system as the tool and how that interacts with each of the S, the O, the A, and the P. And so I share a tool every day, and then how it interacts with each of the steps and how you can apply it to each of the steps so that by the end of the challenge, you are equipped with a toolbox of incredible tools that can help you to deal with any change or challenge that ever comes your way. And by the time we're done, you've installed the SOAP framework into your subconscious through repetition and practice, so that now it's automatically a part of your skill set. Your abilities to handle and deal with things is greatly improved and guaranteed to be better because you've got this process and you've practiced it and you've done it and you've applied it to your life and you've asked questions and gotten your questions answered and realized how it can automatically make your life so much easier and less stressful than by not having a consistent process that you filter things through, right? We filter things automatically by creating our filters sort of ad hoc based on our experiences and significant emotional events. We create barriers and blocks and things that we don't even see, blind spots, based on things we see or things that we experience, right? One of our senses. But it's always better to create our own thought out system and process of dealing with certain things, especially when we know they're going to happen all the time. When is the last time you had a whole day that something didn't change? I don't even remember if I've ever had a day where something didn't change, right? Change is guaranteed. Change is even more guaranteed than anything else on the planet. Change and challenges are going to come our way, and so we want to have an automatic way of dealing with them. And then we can take this process, and when we need to consciously consider something, say you're considering a new business partner, you're considering a new job, you're considering a change of location or change of environment, a change of your health routines, whatever it is, you can consciously use this SOAP framework as well and use any one of the tools. Excuse me. Now we've covered to consciously go through the steps. You don't have to always have it be subconscious, but for the little bitty everyday things, it's a lot quicker and easier to not have to consciously think about it. So it's as easy as breathing. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm going to be working on. I've got my granddaughter coming tomorrow for a couple of days. My eldest granddaughter, so we'll have both granddaughters in the same house. We've got lunches planned and Christmas activities and all kinds of things going on. So I will fit my things in as I can. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to get up first thing in the morning and make videos, but I will get them done during the day sometime. I always do. With the exception of Christmas Day 2019. I had COVID. I was too sick to actually do them. All right. If I can help in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.